Welcome to the Marble Sports Worldwide Podcast, where we discuss and analyze your favorite marble sports. From JMR Marble League to I'll Go Do tournaments, we'll make sure you never miss the action. All marble sports, all the time, right here on the MSW Podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Marble Sports Worldwide Podcast. My name is Brendan.
And I'm Commander Wolf.
And let me think of a story real quick that I didn't prepare. Oh, I got a good story to get us in for the intro. Recently, so what was going on recently? Yeah, so recently nothing's new has been happening, of course, because we're still inside quarantine for virus. Or we're at least supposed to be. We're supposed to be. All right? Everybody else out there running around, no masks on, freaking pretending like it's not happening. Well, it is happening, all right? I mean, in the end, it's all right? If everybody else goes out there, doesn't put a mask on, then they'll all die. And then the smart people who stayed inside and followed the rules, like myself, they'll be able to walk out when all the destruction is taken over. And there'll be
destruction. Not
much traffic out there. Let's just put it that way. Okay, anyways. No, but not much has been going on. But I did start, as you know, or as I maybe mentioned before, I take walks and stuff each day just to kind of get exercise, I guess. That's a normal thing to do. But I recently started walking down my street past to this park, which is down the road from me, which surprisingly I've never even been to until today. Not today, until a couple days ago. Because I was just so busy before. So I got down there. They have two really nice soccer fields where you can play soccer. Because they have the goals and everything, because you need the goals. And they got a swing set, and that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to just go down there and do that. So yeah, that's the new shit going on, guys. I don't know what to tell you. What do you want? All right, the only marble sports is still being new because it's marbles can't get virus, but I mean there's not much else to talk about. So I mean baseball started up again too, right?
It did. I heard that what they're doing to speed it up is they actually have someone already at second base ahead of time.
Yeah, at the extra innings. When it happened in the recent Mets game, dude, I cannot tell you how annoying. I was watching the recent Mets game, right? It was it was the second game. It was after opening day. We won the opening day game. I'm a Mets fan, by the way. Then we had the next game, and it was a great game. It was 2-1. We were in the bottom of the. It was in the top of the ninth? Top of the ninth. Yeah. Top of the ninth or bottom of the ninth? Top of the ninth, right. Top of the ninth. And it was 2-1. And our closer came in, and he was going to get back-to-back saves. He was doing great. He got down to... He was one strike away. One strike away from ending the game. He throws a hanging curveball or something. The guy hits it out of the park. On the last strike, the guy just can't catch a break. And then we went on to lose that game 5-2. But yeah, how they did that, though... was they when you get to the extra innings, they put a runner on second base. It's called international tiebreaker. They actually do that in softball, and so you have to play from there. So it's kind of easier to keep things moving, getting that runner in scoring position already, which I think is I guess it's okay for this year. I hope it doesn't persist past this year, and yeah, so that started up again too. So I guess that's new as well. Anything from you, Woff?
Nothing really interesting has happened. I did do some. I finally did some editing for that big old video I'm working on. Even after removing all the bad takes and stuff, it's 1 hour 45 minutes and stuff. And,
that's a long
but
video.
That's what once you have reference footage in there, it might end up being 2 hours.
Dude, what is this video? That's so long, bro.
Yeah. There's a lot to talk about. It's a very in-depth analysis I'm doing.
In-depth analysis, dude. Wow. That's probably the most I'd ever hear you talk straight. That would be that's crazy. 2 hours of Waff talking? Wow. That would be... Yeah. I don't know what to think. Would that be awesome or would that be just scary?
It depends on the person, I suppose.
It depends on the person. But anyways, is there anything else for me to say, or does Johnny Marble? I mean, I can see him over there in the news section, the news booth. He's getting anxious over there. He wants to scream about the Rangers because they're
sure
continuing
he
to
does.
absolutely. Dude, he's probably going. Dude, he's got to be going crazy right now. He's got to be going out of his freaking mind. All right, with the Rangers doing so good this year. Oh my God, dude, he's going. He's probably just bursting with excitement, dude. Probably can't sleep
Possibly.
at night.
We'll see.
Let's just find out. All right, let's go to the news, everybody.
Sports fans, I am Johnny Marble, and as always, I'm coming to you for MSW. Let's get right into it. Event number 8 of Marble League 2020 is the debut of the triathlon, combining sand, Marbula 1 track, and the underwater race for a diverse and exciting event. In particular, Team Momo gave us one of the closest races we have ever seen, as Momo barely beat out Pulsar for the last finals position by only 0.01 seconds. And in the finals, Foggy from the Hazers came all the way from the back of the pack to clinch the first place spot on the podium, followed by Momo in second and the Rangers in third. The next event, the Sand Mogul Race, was also incredibly surprising, as Ocean from the Oceanics showed a true mastery of the course and ricocheting off the other marbles to gain a lot of speed. They dominated every heat they were in, and as a result, Ocean took home the gold, finally breaking the Oceanics' 27-event streak without getting a medal. Congratulations to them. But, not to be forgotten, Hazy from the Hazers took second, and Minty Flav from the Minty Maniacs took third. And while they didn't make the podium, Yellow from Mellow Yellow did manage to get a solid 5th place performance. So perhaps they're not out of the competition just yet. We've now entered the second half of the Marble League, so the pressure is on for the teams down at the bottom to make a comeback. Otherwise, their dreams of making it onto the podium will be dashed before they even make it to the final event. Well guys, I've been Johnny Marble, you have been the best fans in the world. Let's kick it back and continue on with the podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome back from the news. Thank you, Johnny Marble, for another exciting news segment. I'm sure the Rangers making you go crazy right now because of how well they've been doing as of late. They have been absolutely destroying the competition. I got to be honest, going into this particular Marble League, I was not thinking that the Rangers were going to be top 3. I thought that they were going to be top half, like they're a contender, but I didn't think they were going to be like taking over this year, and they are crushing it this year. So very exciting for all those Rangers fans. And we actually have an Rangers fan guesting with us today. Why don't you introduce yourself with whatever name you would like to go by?
Well, it's pronounced Suchomimus, but I doubt you're gonna call me that today.
No, I'll just call you Sucho. We'll call you Sucho.
Yeah.
Like I usually do.
But hi.
But welcome Sucho to the Marble Sports Podcast worldwide thing that we do. We're excited to have you on. You've been a listener for a while, right?
Yeah, I've been wanting to come on since January, February, but every time I've been around, it's been either a special episode or already a guest plan. So I'm happy to be on today.
It's good to work those time barriers and all that stuff out, so we can get you on the show. So we ask the same question to all our first-time guests. We've always been asking it. You probably know the question by now, Sucho, because you're a listener. And Waf definitely knows the question. And a lot of you listeners out there about to know the question I asked to say. So let's say it together. You, me, and Waf right now. 3, 2, 1. How did you get to Marble Sports? Waf, you suck at doing that with me. Always.
Well, we have never... There's a delay.
There's a delay? Well, you know what? I'm just going to blame it on you. All right, great. All right, Sucho, with that question being asked.
Well, it was some weekend. I was sitting scrolling through YouTube, and I see the 2019 All Events Marble League, and I click on it, and I think this is really weird. Then I watched the first event, and I picked the team I like the look of the best, the Rangers, and from there, watching lots of marble sports, continuing to watch all the events until I finish. Then I go looking for more marble sports and find out there's a whole community behind it.
Yeah. So how long did it take you from when you watched your first video to actually make your way into like the JMR Discord server and the podcast and all that and such?
Well, probably about a month before I realized it existed, the community.
Really? Yeah. Dude, yeah, because for me, it was like probably 3 years before I went from watching the video to being like, wait a minute, is there like Discord? Well, actually, I didn't even know. It was luck that I got the Discord even popped up for me. It was luck. I could owe it to Melicus for inviting me to the Discord because I made that not fake, but like fan-made team Instagram out of nowhere. But yeah, I didn't even know back like years ago. I didn't even know Discord was a thing, and yeah, dude, it's good that you got in there earlier. You know, it's good that you got in there nice.
Yeah, I'm happy to be in at this stage.
Nice. That's great though. That's great. And Rangers, was that always your number one team from the start to the end?
Always my number one. So
nice.
No jumping on the wagon, the bandwagon.
So you weren't bandwagon. You just saw the orange marble and was like, I don't even care how it does. That's what I'm doing.
Yep.
It's good. It's good to get pulled towards the team immediately and then to really stick with it. You know, to kind of put all your passion and your hope into that particular team, which is great. Yeah. So I mean, you're picking the right team, right? I mean, they're doing great this year.
Yeah.
They are absolutely killing it out there. But yeah, I mean, do you want to jump right, Waf? Do you want to jump right into the events already, or do you have any questions for Sucho's marble sports entering him getting into marble sports and that stuff?
No, I have no questions. Like, I really just want to move in because these are two of the best events I think I've seen. Like, first of all, I think like, since we did like rating events, like so we'll rate them as we go. So
okay,
first
fine.
Event,
we're gonna rate the event. So Sucho,
Yeah.
I don't know if you listened into last episode, Sucho, but we started doing something where we would rate the events out of 10 because we think it'd be more exciting if we actually took the event that happened and gave it our opinion on the scale of where we think how good we think the event is. So all three of us here will take turns before we get into like the more marble stuff, like talking about specific teams and how they did. We're gonna take turns rating out of 10 the two events that just happened, starting with triathlon and then going to moguls. You know, kind of giving our opinion on those. So if you want to go ahead, Waf. Why don't you start us off? Triathlon.
Oh yeah, triathlon. I think it's a solid 9 out of 10.
Wow.
And it's not for the reasons why you think, but like I think like just the variety of the tracks and different types of and like especially the water underwater like the racing with marble specifically always has like a really interesting results because like it really can like result in very slow but in close passes and upsets, and it's like makes it very exciting to watch. Like, I didn't want to rate it a 10 out of 10 just because there is definitely ways to make it better, like make the different sections bigger or more elaborate, like, because like, that's what they were going to do last year when that was their plan at least, but then they made it the biathlon after the rain. So like, there is a way to make the triathlon even better than it is, but because of everything going on, they couldn't do it on a more grand scale. So currently, for me, like, I like the variety of the tracks, and I like how the water section was like really fun place where a lot of upsets can happen suddenly.
Interesting. 9 out of 10. That must be your highest rating so far. Which is, that's high. Obviously, that event, it's hard to outdo that event. So, we're going to be looking to see if any other events really catch your eye. I mean, I'm hoping rafting comes this year. I really am. I love rafting. we can maybe talk about that at some point. Rafting, just for me, is the quintessence of innovation in marble sports, really pushing the boundaries, but still keeping the marbles as an integral part of the competition. So, triathlon for me, I'll go ahead here. For me, it's a 7 out of 10. For me, it's a 7 out of 10. And it's a great event. It is. But it is not any more than racing, but now more terrains. So I love the event. 7 out of 10 is a lot of points. All right. It's more than 6. It's more than 5. And it's even more than 4. So keep that in mind. But for me, it's not a 9 out of 10. It's not like, wow, this is the craziest, creative, innovative thing ever. Innovative? I don't know. But it is a really fun event. I like the different terrains. I like how they were used. It was smart to use the water event last so as to not make the marbles wet and then get the sand wet and all that stuff. Which actually, but you know what? Maybe switch it around. Maybe it would have been cooler the other way. I don't know. But I just think...
Like how did they get out of the water without the water falling out of the tank?
Oh, that's a great point. I never even think about that.
That's why the water has to be last.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because yeah, that is going to be what that's going to be.
Yeah.
Unless you had like an elevator in the water, but that's ridiculous. You might as well just put it at the end. So, but yeah, I think it was.
I guess you could do an elevator. An elevator's an idea to do, but that's slow. It's a new stuff. It's experimental. Who knows?
Who does? Right. I really do think it was a good event, though. 7 out of 10. It was exciting. The change of speeds from terrain to terrain was what really drew me in and made the races really exciting. There was a lot of comebacks in the water event at the end. Marbles going from 4th place to 1st place in the water and actually dropping back from 1st to 3rd or 4th because of the water. So I really enjoyed how that switched it all up and how even marbles that were kind of lagging behind had a good chance once you dropped into the water and how the currents were. So, I overall enjoyed that event. Sucho, do you want to speak your rating?
Okay, I mean, it's the same as you, 7 out of 10. I think the idea was good. I think it was pulled off quite well, but it just seemed like there was something missing. They could make it better in some way.
Did you want it to be longer, or, I don't know, for me, I think maybe length would have been a little bit better.
Well, it's called a triathlon. It's more like a triathlon sprint.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah, because it did seem quite a bit short. Like, maybe the sand part and the water part, they could have expounded upon a little bit, made that a little bit of a longer track. But, I mean, I feel like the Marbula 1 track was way more, like 50% of the race, and then the other terrains were only about 25 each. Which kind of...
Well, lengthwise, that's not... They were about the same. It's just that, like, the water portion, because they're so slow in there, it takes longer.
I don't think so. I think the Marbula 1 way outdid the length of any of the other segments.
The Marbula 1 section?
Yeah, way.
I thought you were talking about the water section.
No. I thought the Marbula 1 section was way longer. It kind of...
it is, yeah, you're
really
right.
tell.
Yeah, the Marbula 1 section definitely is the longest one of all 3 sections.
Yeah, but I kind of understand what Sucho's saying. Like, I think just if you're going to do a triathlon, you kind of expect this kind of longer marathon type race, maybe an extra minute longer, or however that would have been done.
Right. But again, they were in their small studio.
So I get that. I get that. But next year, then, I'd like to see something better.
Yeah. I mean, maybe take it outside.
Well, that was what they wanted to do last year. So if things get better next year, they can actually do triathlon the way they originally intended.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so, because I just feel like it should be a little bit more lengthy, right?
I get you.
Yeah. You know, you set up one of those pools like they did for the old underwater race, right?
Yeah.
And send them down there. And I don't know. I just feel like if it's a little more lengthy, you're going to feel like it's a triathlon as opposed to just a really short, like a shorter sprint, but we changed terrain. But overall, I was happy with. Would you say, Sucho? I didn't catch the first number. You say 7 out of 10 as well.
Yeah.
Or what'd you say?
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, 7. I mean, 7's fair. 7's fair.
All right. So now let's actually talk about the triathlon event.
Oh, you want to talk about it before we jump to the Okay, yeah. Let's talk about triathlon and then we'll rate the other one later. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Mo.
Momo, man, I have to be honest. Yeah, that was exactly what you wanted to see. That was exactly what you wanted to see.
Insane. Like those behind the the semifinals especially coming from behind there, just pulling right ahead the last it was so good.
Yeah. The water really, really allowed for many times for places to be changed. Okay, like a lot. It was incredible. The water, there were so many changing of positions because of the water. So that's what kind of made it so the race is so exciting in the end, because it was so wow. I couldn't even, you wouldn't even be able to guess who would win. And I mean, Momo coming, because Momo was in fourth, right, or third, and then kind of just weaved its way right to the middle there at the end in the finals, right, past the Rangers.
In the final heat, yes, but it was the semifinals. They were.
They were lagging behind. They entered from the Marbula 1 track late, and I kind of thought, here's the end for Momo, but he kind of turned it around. I mean, caught the right current or something in there, and kind of turned it into. They seem
really adept at underwater racing.
Yeah, they did. I mean, unlike the O-Rangers, right? I mean, not the O-Rangers, the Oceanics, the Noceanics, who were out in front, right, in their heat. What heat did they? They were out in front in heat. They were in heat 4 of the opening round. They were out in front. Yeah. They were in first place. They drop into the water, and immediately they go to last place.
Yep.
Immediately. It was
pretty bad.
It was awful. It was a shame. It was a crying shame. And that really kind of solidified that Oceanics really aren't I know they got their first place in the next event, right? But there is just something about them completely losing, not just in the triathlon, but specifically in the water part of it, that kind of really makes that Noceanics hashtag stick even through the gold medal. In my opinion, at least. I don't know what you guys think about that.
I gotcha.
Because
the whole point is they're meant to be the Oceanics. They're the water team, and it's quite funny watching them fail in water.
Yeah, it was almost unnatural the way they just lost all speed as soon as they drop into the water. And they, I mean, the only team they even beat in that heat was the Bumblebees, which is not that hard to do. The Bumblebees absolutely suck. There's nothing you can do about that, except, Bumblebees, not very good. But I mean, it's just unreal. It's unreal.
Yeah, looking back at the underwater race from 2017, Mo did that one and they got 6th, which was a decent one. But then the qualifiers for 2019, Mo again did it, but they got 16th. So I guess Mo was not the best. I guess Mo lost, but fortunately this time it was Momo who did it, and they absolutely knocked it out of the park.
It was Momo. It was Momo. So we had double Mo there, and he just absolutely killed it. I did not expect that from Momo, but
the finals. While I do I love my Momo. I gotta say the hazers. Wow, just wow.
They shot out from the back there. They caught the right current or something. It was again in the water vent. It kind of the sand and the Marbula 1 track were almost just immaterial because the water event jumbled the placements so much in the in the finals. I mean, the Acers were in last place.
Yeah,
right?
They were. But I wonder if maybe it's because the hazers, I think their special material allows them to move better through the water, possibly?
Maybe. I mean, are they matte? I mean, they kind of look matte, but they might just be the coloring.
I mean, the way they reflect in the water, I wouldn't be surprised.
But they do kind of keep away from matte. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, but even then, even as they were pulling ahead, Momo was starting to pull towards them as well. So I think maybe it was just their momentum. Actually, let me go back a little bit.
Oh no! Do you think that now? The marbles? Go ahead.
I'm looking now.
Okay. I should do that too.
Do you think that the marbles? I have a good question to kind of all of us. Do you think the marble, when you get into the water tank, do you think the marbles singular momentum actually affects their competitors out there just moving through the water. Like one marble's moving through the water. It's not like on the top, so it's not as like clear of a current. It's kind of underwater, but you think it's kind of is it kind of creating pathways and almost like underwater drafting in a sense when it comes to these other marbles?
It's possible. Going into once they enter the water section, Momo actually hit the Rangers like twice and lost a lot of momentum there. But as we said near the end of that, the heat, Momo almost starts to pull ahead of Foggy again. So I think like Momo actually like could have won it if they didn't hit the Rangers those 2 times to lose their own momentum. So I don't know if it's necessarily it's an advantage, but perhaps. Oh wait, that's another thing. Like so, with the marbles moving through it, they're making currents that are pushing each other. But because Foggy was so far behind, they were basically experiencing no underwater interference. You know?
Yeah,
right.
Physics.
You're saying that's how they were able to push through and take the victory.
It makes sense.
It's probably a tactical decision on their part, actually, maybe to stay in the back, so that way they could take advantage of that moment.
I don't know if they had the wherewithal to know that would be helpful to literally drop back so that they could get first, and that is greater marble intelligence than I don't think we've ever seen in the marble sports. To be honest, I mean that would be a great play if they had the ability to understand that would have been a good idea. I mean, I don't even know if that's true.
Some Hazer got their physics degree done.
Yeah, exactly. Probably Foggy, right? I mean, Foggy's coach. Who's the coach of the Hazers? Hazy?
The coach is Hazy, yes.
No, I thought the captain was Hazy.
Oh, the captain is Hazy, my bad. The coach is Cloudy.
Cloudy.
Wait. I'm sorry. No, it's Smokey. I'm sorry. I confused. Yeah, it's Smokey. Smokey is the coach.
Wow. All right. Well, hopefully that one's right because I don't know how much of that I can't even see through all that fog. I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. No, yeah, like in general, like it was just such an exciting event to watch. All the changing in places, how it was kind of possible for any marble to take it down to the last like couple of inches, and that's what really set apart triathlon and sand moguls for me compared to the other events, because the way the events started up, whether it's like that racing in the water currents or racing when these unexpected little sand moguls, it really did allow for like this weird kind of irregular movements of the marbles, when marbles in front might just all of a sudden lose half their speed and go sideways, and marbles in the back might like literally shoot forward like at twice the speed. And with all that change, it was probably the most chaos that I've seen before in racing style events. And we've talked about chaos before.
Yeah.
We've talked about it to death. Episode 10 was the first one. You guys want to go back to episode 10 and the bad mic quality? There you go.
My quality was improving. I think we're using the same mics.
You're being a little bit too kind there. I still have the old mic. I wasn't using the Blue Yeti. I didn't even have the Snowball yet. I was using the old mic where I had to have the little interface plugged in. I don't even remember. Do I have it in here?
I'm just wearing
I have it in here.
Headset because I picked it up yesterday.
It's coming through pretty clear through the Discord. I have to say.
It's quite good.
Yeah.
I guess going back to the other records in the underwater race, Smoggy got a first in the qualifiers for 2019, and then I believe it was Hazy who got fourth in the actual event that followed. Yes, Hazy got fourth. The Hazers are just really good at underwater racing.
You're talking about underwater racing? Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I just feel like underwater racing is just one of those things you're either good at or you're not. Your marble's either made for that kind of stuff, where it moves smoothly through the water, or it's not going to happen. All right, so I think you're going to consistently see either victories or defeats in underwater racing as a whole, and I think you're seeing that here with Momo, with Hazers, except for Mo. And then Rangers again coming through there, taking a bronze, and let's not forget about the bronze there. It's a big deal.
Yes,
to put it up another medal on the board. Keeping ahead of the Mini Maniacs. Yeah. And honestly, I think the Rangers have every opportunity right now to run away with this Marble League in the next couple of events.
Yep. First to 2 wins.
Looking at the old footage, they were much more closer races with the Hazers and in these just the solo underwater races. So I think we are right, and I was correct in that. But because Foggy was so far back, they did not have to worry about that interference, and therefore they could keep their momentum and shoot up ahead. That's why they were just so insanely fast this time around. So it is a different beast, the triathlon, compared to the underwater race.
I guess so. I mean, I guess it's because they drop into the water at different points that it's kind of like you can avoid the interference if you plan it or you move in the right way.
Right.
Because when you're in the underwater race, you're kind of starting all together. So you're going to get interference. It doesn't even matter what you like. You're getting interference out there. You're rolling right into interference. All right? So, I mean, yeah, like, overall, it's very, very possible that the lack of interference, the avoidance of interference, actually gave Foggy that draft line or the streamline right there at the end. And he waited for it. He saw the 3 marbles in front of him. He saw them kind of almost sticking to each other, you could say. And he gave it time, waited for the moment, saw the path, and took it. And honestly, if that was planned, that was one of the best moves we've seen in marble sports to get a gold.
Indeed.
Yeah. But let's talk about some of the water-based teams, because Oceanics are not the only water-based team. We have the Green Ducks coming in 15th in the triathlon.
Right.
I mean, we talk about the Oceanics. We see what the Oceanics did, how they lost it all in that one heat when they got to the water part. But I mean, the Green Ducks were worse by 2 seconds. I mean, and they're ducks. All right, ducks live in the water.
To be fair, the ducks, while they can dive underwater, they prefer to be on top of the water.
All right. You know what? Didn't I ever? I feel like I said that in one of the very early episodes. I was making a point about that, the Green Ducks and the top of the water versus under the water or something. Maybe I just thought about it in my head, but I never said it. But yeah, I mean, I guess you can make that argument. But you would think that just having some interaction with the water, they'd be able to do better than 15th. I mean, talk about Team Momo. Team Momo, they're dumplings. What do they have to do with water? Right? I mean, come on, right? So, I mean, that's true, by the way. Momos are dumplings, aren't they? So yeah, I think that just, I don't know what it is, but the very lackluster performance when the water teams hit the water, especially after we saw the Oceanics and turn around and get first place in Sand Moguls. I mean, I don't know what's going on, to be honest. It seems very irregular for these teams. Misnamed, right? Misnamed teams because
possibly
just a lack of performance in the water. What do you think, Sucho? What do you think about these water teams? Just flukes or what?
If you think about, say, the Oceanics, you think, oh, they'll be good in water, but the teams, it's not as if they need renaming, but the names don't really reflect how the teams do, because, as you said, it's now very different, and it's just a bit weird how everyone's doing weird and what everyone's doing different in all the different events.
Yeah, I think so.
True.
I think so.
Something up with the marbles.
I don't know. Maybe I don't really know. I would have to really find out how the names were chosen for the teams. I mean, you'd like to think that there was some of the name quality is the essence of the team's abilities, but if it's just based on color, it's just based on color, and the Oceanics will continue to struggle every time they touch the water.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought they did that bad. They didn't do that bad, right? I mean, they got 9th, so not terrible. But, I mean, you just expect something a little bit better than middle of the pack, you know?
This is something that we were talking about off the show, like, last week, but if I'm not mistaken, when they lost the triathlon, the Oceanics, they set a new record for the longest streak of not getting a medal.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about that off camera. Yes, so they...
How long was this? The streak?
28?
27, I think the Oceanics hit. You'd have to ask Steve when he'll give us... he's in the chat right now. Yes. I believe now they went 27. And wouldn't you know it, one day after they break the record, they turn around and get a gold. Actually, that's incredible. What are the odds of that, right? But, yeah, like that is a record you don't want to hold.
Indeed,
right? That is the record you do not want to hold. Right? 27 events. 27. You're talking
28, actually.
28? You're talking like the magnitude of almost 2 Marble Leagues. All right? And not one of those events you even get a... That is ridiculous. I mean, even the Pinkies. The Pinkies held the old record of like 27 or whatever. So, I mean, they're pretty bad too. But wow, I mean, the Oceanics are, in my opinion, the new Pinkies. With the Pinkies not this year, that kind of unexpected record gives me the impression that the Oceanics are the new Pinky. So if you're a Pinkies fan, maybe you switch over to blue. All right? Honestly. Because that is... I mean, it's almost impressive in its own way to not get a medal in that many Marble League events, but still somehow qualify every year, okay?
They went 1.5 years without a medal. That's crazy.
Does this include qualifiers and...
Does it? I don't know. Does it?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't think so.
Ask Steve. Steve knows everything. All right, he's the one who came up with this little tidbit of information.
Magic Steve.
He is Magic Steve.
But yeah,
what
the
did you say about
triathlon
it?
Was incredible. Like we saw some of the best performances that in quite a long time, and it's really shook up the standings. Like,
I'm just surprised Momo's being this consistent. I'm just surprised Momo is actually being this consistent. And yeah, I did switch up the standings. Momo is now up into 6th place. I don't know where they are right now, but they moved up to 6th after triathlon.
Yes.
And Crazy Cat's Eyes dropped down a place. Midnight Whiffs actually up into 2nd now. They finished in a solid 6th place. So, I mean, we're seeing a big battle between old players. I mean, Savage Speeders are right now sitting around middle of the pack. So either they're slowing down,
they
literally.
might make that push at the end, which they've been known to do.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. But, I mean, don't take your eyes off the Raspberry Racers. I mean...
not at all.
Like you talk about the winners from the last 4 years, the Rangers, Wisps, Racers, Savage Speeders, all 4 of those teams are in the top 8 right now. All 4 of them. That is a very... I mean, they okay, let's remember they had to pass the qualifiers to even get here. They all passed. Now they're all sitting top 8 right now. The 4 teams that have won before. I think that even though I want Crazy Cat's Eyes to win, even though I'm predicting with the Crazy Cats, I want them to win. I think they can win this. I would not be surprised if you see a former winner pick up the first team to pick up their 2nd overall Marble League win this year. All right, keep on the lookout. I mean all of these teams. I mean, Savage Speeder. You think the Savage Speeders are out of it? You're wrong. All right, there's a few more events that need to go by before the Savage Speeders are really probably not going to have a chance. They need to pick it up though, and we're going to talk about them when we get to the Sand Moguls here, definitely. Keep your eye on the Racers, Speeders, Wisps, Rangers. Do not forget about those teams. They could pick up their 2nd win easily this year, and that would be a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal with the Savage Speeders with a first to win both the Marble League and the Marble One, first ones to do it. But it is even more impressive to have 2 Marble League victories. And man, honestly, all 4 of these teams could be that. All right. But with that being said, I think we should jump right into the trivia segment. We are about 30 minutes in for the episode today. So why don't we head over there, blah, 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 do the music thing. Is the music playing?
Yes.
Is it? Is it playing? Is it playing? Is it playing?
Yes.
Is the music playing? Is it playing? All right, let's just go to the trivia.
Now it's time for the trivia segment. Come on now, let's go, go, go. Go, go, go.
All right, we are here at the trivia. Yay! How about that? Sucho, do you want to start us off with your trivia question for today?
Okay, I've got this written down. It's open right now. It's just being really slow.
You got it.
Here we go. Just one that I just went onto the wiki just before we started and picked some random stats. My question is, how many more medals do the Savage Speeders have than the Oceanics and the Limers combined?
Well, that's an interesting tidbit. I mean, that's hard. Medals just from all time?
In Marble League.
Just from all time in Marble League? From
From the first ever Marble League.
Oh, man.
Does that include qualifiers?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well,
that's a hard question.
Together,
Limers and Oceanics don't have many medals to their name.
Yeah.
But Savage Speeders have too many. But they didn't get a medal in 2018. Didn't someone say that?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, I would say something solid like 7.
Okay.
I was going to say 5.
All right.
Shall I reveal?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, the answer was 7.
Wow, look
Yes.
at that.
Well done.
Hey, every once in a while, I take a
Well
shot
done.
in the dark.
You were correct.
And it rolls out well. Yeah. There you have it, guys. Yo, is someone keeping track of the trivia stats? Somebody should be doing that.
I don't. That would be quite the task.
I'm
But
just kind of shouting out to anybody out there. Someone go back into all the different trivias and count how many times we've gotten the questions right, how many times we've gotten it wrong.
But it's locked
All
in.
right?
Starts on
We have
episode 10.
time.
No.
So much time.
Yeah, we do have so much time because we're stuck. So, yeah, someone do that. I want to know who's winning, me or Waff. Someone get on that. If you're bored.
Right.
If you're not bored,
well,
well then don't.
I mean, I have mine, but it's, I guess our chat gave us one. So I guess name the first podium of the first event in the first Marble League. So I think this has been asked before, but the team that got the first ever podium.
Well, Rojo Rollers golded in that.
There's the Rojo Rollers, if I'm not mistaken.
Rojo Rollers, O'Rangers, Savage Speeders. That's what I'm going for first podium.
What about you, Sucho?
I have no idea. I haven't even watched the first ever Marble League, so
Really?
Wow!
No.
Wow!
I watched all
Doesn't
of them
even
but
watch
that.
The first Marble League.
So
Honestly, what am I gonna say at this point? That was the Savage Speeders' victorious run.
I'm just gonna say Savage Speeders and No Rangers, and then
Rojo Rollers. Just
okay, I'll just say yours. I'll just copy you.
Wait, you saying name? Yeah, was
Yeah.
it name the first? Yeah. Wait, well, actually, the question seems kind of like was it like all of the
First
teams on the podium?
Yeah, it's 3 teams. Come on, Muff.
Yeah, I'm just gonna copy
This
Brendan
is classic
because
Marble League's trivia. I don't even know the answer to this.
I'm assuming they mean like the first Marble League first place because like, the answer is like one box. So I'm assuming. So I said Rojo Rollers. Brendan said Rojo Rollers, and Sucho said. What'd you say again? It was a Rojo.
I just said the same
Rangers
as
and Savage
Brendan
Speeders?
because yeah.
Now the answer's longer, so maybe actually it is more teams. Okay, guys, Rojo Rollers,
Rojo Rollers.
Well, if you're really bumbling
Rangers,
around here, dude,
Savage
pick
Speeders.
Savage
a
Speeders,
side.
and Thunderbolts.
Yeah, Savage Speeders are Rangers and
Savage
Rojo
Speeders and
Rollers.
Thunderbolts. Oh, Thunderbolts is a good one. I'll change my answers to Rojo Rollers or Rangers and Thunderbolts.
Shall
Rojo
we
Rollers,
click?
Mellow Yellow, and Team Momo.
Wow,
Oh,
Rojo
Momo,
Rollers,
Momo.
Yellow, and Momo. I mean,
Momo's
hey,
still
I mean,
going
it is
strong.
balancing. It is
should've guessed it.
balancing.
I should've
Momo is
guessed
good at
that.
balancing. Mellow Yellow. Mellow Yellow is good at balancing. I don't know what happened this year when in the regular event, but normally Yellow kills it in balancing. Let's not forget the qualifiers of this year and previous years. So I could see that as well. All right.
Yeah.
So
All right.
actually, it's valid. It's valid. So was that your question, Wuff?
No, that was the live chats. My question is, what did King Stardust get for his time in the mogul race?
Ooh.
I have no
Like-
idea.
This whoever's closest wins. 'Cause,
We'll
like, there's no way
say
you can-
we'll say an average time for the mogul. Like what did
It
people
was
get?
8.325, I think. No, 8.326. I'm going to 8.326.
Well, I'll go for 8.325 then. So
Oh, come on. Come on, man.
All right. The answer is 8.164.
Ah.
Yay.
Well, I knew it was like, so I knew there was a 6 in there
Well.
somewhere.
I was
I
nearer.
don't know.
So
I knew it was 8 point something too. That was not bad. That was not a bad question at all. Kind of keeping you on your toes there, right? Keep you on your sphere there. I don't even know what would marbles have. Toes? What?
marbles with toes.
I don't know. That would be weird.
That's actually a good time compared to the other teams. They actually did better than most of the teams.
I mean, King Stardust out there didn't have any other Marble League players. Not
Oh, that is true. You're right. That is fair.
And also, man, he's King Stardust. All right, he's gonna be good at something, right? Anyways, do you want to talk? You want me to ask my question?
Yes.
Yep, go ahead.
All right, for my trivia question submitted by Akanon, what was the only marble to break 8 seconds in which heat? So this is in the Sand Moguls, the recent one.
Oh,
only one marble went faster than 8 seconds, and in what heat did that happen?
That's
a good question.
Which heat? Okay. If I had to guess, I would say it's the semifinals, and it was the Raspberry Racers.
I believe I know this, actually. I believe it is the Oceanics. And that was in the finals. Oceanics.
That's what I was thinking too.
Very good reasoning for that, because they knocked into the Crazy Cat's Eyes. Was that in the final? Yeah, it was in the final.
Yeah.
They knocked in the Crazy Cat's Eyes, and by that they were, or knocked into somebody. Was it the Crazy Cat's Eyes? I can't remember if it was the Crazy Cat's Eyes, but they were shot forward a bunch after they knocked in to the Cat's Eyes. In whatever heat that was, and it was super fast to the finish. So that's what I'm going. So let's see what it was.
Yeah, that's what I was
believe it
thinking too. So.
It was hazy in the first heat. Wow.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
that's understandable. Hazy had a good heat.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think it was faster than the Oceanics getting that huge speed boost towards the end of the towards the end there. Anyway, but yeah, that was a good question, I think. Akanon, thank you.
Yeah.
So, we're going to go back from the trivia segment. So do the thing with the music. Is the music playing? I don't know. Is it playing? I don't know. I don't know. I actually don't know, because I'm not editing the podcast right now. I'm just talking. So just cut me off with the music already.
That was the trivia segment. Now let's head back to the show. The show. Oh.
All right.
Yes.
Just cutting it off.
Okay, good.
Cut me off with the music. All right, well, good.
All right.
We're back. I hope we're back. If the music is not played by now, play it now.
The show. Oh.
Okay, now we're back. Okay, are we back now? I don't know. Are we playing the music? Sorry. I'm sorry. What? Sorry. I'm just messing, all right? But you know who's not messing? I know who's not messing. The Rangers. Let's go into the next event. We'll talk about the Sand Moguls. This is event 9, by the way.
Yes. First event of the second half.
We are getting very close to... I mean, we're halfway through the Marble League. We're over halfway through the Marble League. All right? So the Crazy Cat's Eyes still doing well, and this is their chance. This is the time to take the victory if they can. This is the time. So I want to see the Crazy Cat's Eyes really do well in the coming events. They have the 5-meter sprint coming up next, which I'm expecting big things from Crazy Cat's Eyes, Savage Speeders, or Rangers. So, but honestly, for that prediction of the Crazy Cat's Eyes to come to fruition, they need to keep pushing right now. They can't give up. So, let's start with our rating. Sucho, why don't you start us off? Rating for Sand Moguls.
I give it an 8.
8 out of 10.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And why is that? Why do you like that?
Well, I like the event, like a sand sprint where you can go in front of each other. It's a good idea for an event. It just seemed a bit generic.
Oh, you mean going in front of each other, like there's no...
Yeah, like no lanes.
There's no lanes? Yeah,
I like
yeah,
racing like that, like Marbula 1 but with sand.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It just seemed like a sand sprint, so it just seemed really generic.
Yeah. I will say that I feel like the hills weren't as defined. I feel like it wasn't super... Like, you could kind of see the marbles going in random directions because they were hitting the unlevel patches, but it wasn't any defined hills that really made it like, wow, that's a huge mogul in there.
Right.
And I understand that, like, if all of them were big hills, marbles might get stuck or just go out of control, but I feel like maybe a couple of more defined hills, like on the sides and one place in the middle, just to kind of make it more defined would have been really nice. Waf, what about you? Rating?
I think it's a 7 out of 10 for me. It is more chaotic than a sand marble rally, for instance, where it's wider and then there's the moguls allow them to bounce around a lot. and as we'll talk about later, there are some interesting plays that some marbles can do to really get ahead. But it's also very simple. It's only a little bit shorter than the 5-meter sprint. It's basically 5-meter sprint but without lanes, and so I don't know. Like it's nothing. Like it's enjoyable. Like there's enough
All
chaoticness to where you can't predict it. But it's still like it's not really one of my favorites. Like especially like after coming off of like the triathlon, like combining all the other. Although it was longer sand here, so like it's. I don't hate it. I think it was fun. I just like I'm not like really ecstatic about it.
Yeah.
I get that. All right, and for me, it's about a 7 out of 10 as well. All right, I mean, it deserves its points because, like you said, it's chaotic. There's some chaos in there, and trust me, chaos in marble sports, like we've said a million times, and I will say it 1,000,001 and 1,000,002. Chaos is what makes marble sports exciting because that really brings that aspect of we don't know what's going to happen.
Balls of chaos.
All right, balls of chaos, man. Who, by the way, do pretty bad.
Okay? Yeah.
Kind of like they're the most middle of the pack team I think we've ever seen in the Marble League.
In the middle amongst all the chaos.
Yeah, amongst the chaos. Yeah, they kind of blend in there for such a chaotic sounding team.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me it's a 7 out of 10. Like I said, I think the moguls, if they were more defined, a couple really big ones, it would have been even cooler. And maybe because I would have liked maybe a couple nice big moguls and a marble could maybe make a nice jump off of, maybe land on top of another marble, kind of create some more chaos. And that would be really cool. Or make a jump and like get some air time and land in front. But the moguls were all super small, like too small in my opinion. So I mean, they should have varied it a little bit more, I think. But overall, I think it's a very good event. It was exciting to watch. There were some nice moves, as you said, Mr. Waff, nice passing moves. And I think there's a lot of strategy involved in the Sand Mogul, right? Because you have to plan. You should. You don't have to do anything. You should be planning out. Wait, I'm just looking at. Sorry, I'm going to cut into my own sentence here. I'm just looking at the semifinal B, and they put Mo in for Team Momo again, which is surprising because Mo, didn't Mo race in like the previous like? Oh no, that was from a different year. Never mind.
Yeah, different year.
I shouldn't even cut into my own sentence. Sorry, I got confused with what you said before. That was Momo in the triathlon. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, you need to plan out your route. And so marbles that had a definite plan were the ones that won because they didn't get stuck on a mogul because they planned the route. They knew where they were going to go. They knew which way the moguls were going to kind of push them. And so they were never had a moment where they were having a lot of lateral movement. To see the marbles that lost, like the Bumblebees in their semifinal heat, the Green Ducks who got fourth in their heat, Midnight Wisps and Team Galactic were great examples in my opinion. You had points those marbles where there was a clear lateral movement because they did not have the route as planned, or they were knocked off track by an opposing marble, and so they ran right into like the bottom of a mogul and had to go directed to the side, kind of lost momentum. And I mean, I gotta be honest, as soon as that happens, it's over, right? As soon as you lose some momentum, unless other teams also lost it, it's going to be hard to catch up. Any points, Mr. Wolf?
I do want to say, like, since you brought it up, like Mo performing the Sand Mogul race, they actually did the Sand Mogul from 2018, and they got 15th. So to get 6th is a great improvement, and I'm really proud of Mo.
Why put Mo in there? I mean, like,
I don't know.
Begs the question.
I guess Mo said, like, hey, I've been practicing a lot.
That's what he said.
They must have. They proved it.
To me, that's an example of bad coaching. That's an example, in my opinion, of bad coaching.
It should be an example of good coaching, considering the fact that they did 9 places better than the last time they ever did.
No, I know, but if I was a coach, you should be not doing damage control, but trying to avoid the damage before it happens, and realizing, okay, he got 15th last time.
Well, it wasn't damage control. Like he knows the coach knows their teammates, and we know
after the fact. We know after the fact that it succeeded. Well, you don't know that. I didn't know that. You talk to Mo. You talk to Mo every day. All right, you ask him.
No,
send him a message. Be like, hey Mo, you practice the Sand Moguls?
Well, I would
Mo's a
imagine
mob.
that Mo has been doing a lot of practice ever since their bad performance in 2018. Since they had a whole year off, they definitely had plenty of time to train for it.
Listen, if they were like, if Mo was really like, okay, I'm gonna put all the training in, then that was a good decision. But I just feel like coaches in general should be more conscious of, okay, if last year this particular marble on my team did terrible in this event, maybe try somebody else new for this year. Of course, there's the off-season training, so marbles, maybe Mo is still a specialized in sand moguls type of player and has a better chance than all the other. Is that I feel like that is worse than all my puns. That was a me thing to say.
Yeah.
Great job. I want to say great job,
Okay,
right? He's taking after me there. But yeah, I guess the goals belong to Mo, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to finish what I'm saying, because honestly I stand corrected already. I mean, Waff, is there anything more to say at that point, right?
I don't know. I think we're done with talking about Mo, but I think the bigger one to talk about is Ocean from the Oceanics. Like they had the most masterful performance of the Sambo. Like in the semifinals, like the main weakness in this is like when you end up losing a lot of your energy going in like lateral motion, you need to be like put all of it downhill. And Ocean like succeeded in that by like basically bouncing into the other marbles, both knocking them back and then converting their energy into more forward momentum. And like once after that second hit, they just launched down that hill.
That wasn't in the final. That was in the semifinals.
No, I said semifinals. Did I not?
Oh, I forgot.
Well, they hit off Green Eye and then just straight down the hill. Just
Let me talk about this. Let me talk about this. Okay. First of all, you could probably imagine that I'm pretty sour about that semifinal A, because both Mellow Yellow and the Cat's Eyes got out in semifinal A. So that's just a quintessence of upset for me. All right, but there are two ways that you can view the Oceanics' play in semifinal A. You can either say, like Waff said, that it was a masterful show of skill where they came out there, they had lateral motion, they saw the Cat's Eyes on the other side, they made a quick and decisive calculation that a well-timed collision would be the way to go. They made the decision and they nailed it. You can go that way. You can say that the Oceanics had some wherewithal out there. I honestly think they don't, but hey. Or you can say that it was a fortunate turn of events. That the Oceanics were struggling, but the Cat's Eyes happened to be struggling about half a centimeter behind them. So when they collided, the Oceanics were the one that went forward.
As a proud Oceanics supporter, I think it's that.
Well, except that they did it 3 times in this entire race, which shows that they were intentionally doing it. Like, so in the same semifinal race, they first knock off of Mellow Yellow, and then they knock off of Green Eye, and then in the final race, they bounce off of the Minty Maniacs to take the gold in that event.
Okay, you can say from that those evidences that you like to throw out there, Mr. Waff, that the plays were that they were at least going with a racing style of using collisions to their advantage. Okay, I'll accept that argument. I'll accept it. I mean, you are the marble sports connoisseur, right? But I just feel like with something as chaotic, you're Mr. Waff, like a Mr. people, like, you know, like with the title Mr. You should be having a monocle.
I'll buy a top hat and a monocle for
the show, yeah, because we're on webcam on the YouTube. By the way, check out the YouTube.
That would be so good.
Yeah, dude, honestly, you totally should.
I'm picturing that in my head right now.
Oh man, make it happen. Someone
listening,
that'd be awesome.
Please edit a picture of that.
Yeah,
I really want to see that.
Make a picture of that. No, put like a monocle and a mustache on like Waff's marble persona or something. Maybe if you make a picture of that, I'll put it up on the little marble that shows up on the live stream for him. That'll be funny. Absolutely. But yeah, to revert back here to what we were talking about, definitely Oceanics. That could have been some luck, but they use collisions a lot, and that it might have been multiple strokes of luck, but I think that they went out there with a plan. They went out there knowing that they weren't the best marble out there when it came to sand moguls, so why not use the momentum of other marbles to give them the push? And it actually worked out in the end. So you got to commend. You got to commend either the marble gods shining fortunately down on them.
Wait, not the best in Sand Mogul. Let me see their Sand Mogul from 2018. Let's check. Because 2018, wasn't that the one year that the Oceanics did really good? 2018.
Maybe, I don't remember.
Let's see here. In Sand Mogul race, it was Oceanics. Ocean was also the racer that time, and they tied for 6th with Snow. So they've actually proven to be good.
I mean, that was good coaching using Ocean again. He's the captain after all. Yeah, I guess that is decent. But my point was, Oceanics have been doing bad of late, so they're not walking out there to Sand Moguls with any sort of overconfidence. Let's just put it that way. All right. I mean, no. I mean, they've been doing pretty bad. So they probably walked out there realizing that there are a lot of good teams out there. Maybe let's try to use the momentum built off those other teams and roll across the line in front, right?
Yeah.
And they did.
They also didn't get the second fastest time in this rate. Let check again. I think you're sleeping on the they're not doing good. They have done bad a lot, but this
no, they
event
did not
specifically,
get second fastest time. Hazers did 7.79, and then Savage Speeders did 8.008. So they were like third fastest.
The third fastest, but still like that's impressive. Like, and they got the gold in this event. Like the Oceanics are still doing bad overall, and like they moved up 5 spots, but they're still at the bottom. But like in this specific event, they have proven to be quite good, and that
it's better than Mellow Yellow. It's better than Mellow Yellow.
Definitely. Although Mellow Yellow, they did do good this event. Like they got a 6th, or it was 5th. They got 5th in this event, so at least they're getting points now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll admit that. A couple things I really do want to mention here before we kind of begin to wrap things up. These are 2 very important things I want to mention here. First of all, this is just an example. It might not say true for every event, but in this one, it was kind of prevalent. Do not underestimate the ability of a team captain. In this event, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 captains competing, and no, not 9 captains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 captains competing. Sorry, and 5 of the 6 of them. 4 of the 5 of them. Jesus, I can't count. Can I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It says it right there. 4 of the 5 of them actually advanced to the next round. All right, and then 3 of those 4 advanced to the finals.
I mean, they're
which had 3
captains for a
captains
reason.
in it.
So
yeah. So
captains aren't necessarily always the ones who are the best competitors, but those ones are the better leaders. So,
yeah,
but in this instance,
I think captains, they're leaders. They're leaders, but they're overall all around really good racers. I mean, like when you get 3 captains, 3 captains took the medals in this event: gold, silver, bronze. True. All 3 were captains. Only one captain, Team Galactic, did not make it past their first heat, and then Mellow Yellow fell in semifinal A. Because they were going about Savage Speeders, and then Mellow Yellow would have been there, but Oceanics had that lucky bounce. So I mean,
I wouldn't
honestly,
say it's lucky, but whatever.
Yep, lucky.
Okay, well, maybe lucky, maybe not. We'll never know. All right, maybe we'll make a Marblementary on it. But no, yeah, I think captains really always bring out the good stuff here, and they did it there. Another thing I want to mention is if you look at heat, the first 4 heats, a lot of really good teams were knocked out in the first heat. Raspberry Racers and Arrangers were knocked out in heat 1. All right, in Heat 3 of opening round, Team Galactic and Wisps were knocked, right? I mean, in Heat 4, the Thunderbolts were knocked. I mean, I know they're not the best teams, but they are a veteran team. And in Heat 2, Balls of Chaos and Green Ducks were knocked. So a lot of really good teams were knocked out. I mean, Bumblebees advanced from the first heat. Mini Maniacs advanced. I know you say they're really good. I don't like them. Team Momo advanced. Mellow Yellow advanced. They're doing bad this year. So, I mean, a lot of big-name teams did not succeed in the Sand Moguls. I think that it kind of speaks to the fact that this is a very chaotic event where actually anything can happen.
And
it's
does
also
happen.
been an entire. It's been 2 years.
Huh?
Like, it's been 2 years since this event happened, so like so there's not as many teams have probably been practicing it as. So this could be like an instance of where the teams that are usually not as well performing did more practice in these more obscure events, and that paid off in the end.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The other teams wouldn't be putting too much time into them, right?
Because
2 years.
They're really good at the top events, of course, that always happen because they have to be. But if they're good at them, that gives them more time to practice the smaller ones.
No, I'd say because they're gonna have to. I mean, like
you have to be good at.
I just feel.
Everything.
I feel for a lesser team. You know, it would be almost not quite, but almost a waste of time for a lesser team to practice 5-meter sprint. All right, you're not winning 5-meter sprint. I don't care how much you practice. The Savage Speeders are winning 5-meter sprint. Come on, that's
okay. Is that your prediction?
Rangers are going to win.
Okay,
don't throw the stats at me. But that was not. I meant meaning only Savage Speeders. I'm just making a point. You lesser teams like I don't know. You talk about like Hornets,
and then the Hornets win
Bumblebee.
the sprint. If that happens,
I mean, if that happens, that happens. Man, listen. I mean, I've been proved wrong before, but like those are the kind of teams that don't really have a chance at 5-meter sprint. 5-meter sprint is kind of like the flex for good teams like Mellow Yellow usually is good. So I mean, Mellow Yellow, Savage Speeders, Rangers, Raspberry Racers, Midnight Wisp. Those are the teams. Crazy Cat's Eyes. Those are the teams that really flex in 5-meter sprint because that's like just a straight speed event, and those marbles can really show that they're really good racers. So I think that for other teams like, Thunderbolts, Hornets, Balls of Chaos to practice these lesser known events would be useful. Bumblebees, Mini Maniacs, I'm more talking about actually.
Looking at the 5-meter sprints and that one 10-meter sprint from 2016, the Savage Speeders have always podiumed except for that one time in 2019 where they got 16th.
Well, there you have it.
Out of nowhere.
There you have it. All right, always podium except for the one time. That Savage Speeders
that one time,
are
they did
going
terrible.
to do well in 5-meter sprint. Well, it is almost a guarantee.
5-meter sprint could be the way for Mellow Yellow to gain some of their reputation back.
I mean, unfortunately, I think it's over for Mellow Yellow.
Yeah, but one last shot at the end.
I mean, Mellow Yellow.
Yeah, Mellow Yellow have to literally win like every event.
Mellow Yellow got first in 2019's 5-meter sprint? Yes, they did.
I mean, listen, if Mellow Yellow podiums, that would be probably the biggest comeback I've ever seen in marble sports.
Well,
the biggest comeback.
Have they not? Did they not get a medal? They already got a bronze, right?
No, I'm saying if they podium it overall. That
would
be easily the biggest comeback ever seen in marble sports history.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Crazy Cat's Eyes have a lot better of a chance. I'm really excited to see what they do in the coming 5-meter sprint is the perfect event for the Crazy Cat's Eyes.
Mellow Yellow won 2017's 5-meter sprint as well, so they're good at sprints.
All right, well, we'll see how they do. But honestly,
it's not their year.
Looking at the Crazy Cat's Eyes here. It's not their year at all, which is a shame because I was screaming their name up until up to the qualifiers.
How many episodes did you say? All right, I think Mellow Yellow are gonna win.
Easily 10.
Yeah,
I was saying it like I was really believing that. I mean, people are wrong. Like, it happens, but I mean, I was saying that. I was really believing that. So I mean, it's kind of a shame that they're sucking this year.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I'd like to see Mellow Yellow win at some point because I think they do deserve it.
No, they do. I mean, they're usually such a consistent team.
Yeah,
they're a veteran team.
It's their off year.
They've been around for a while.
I mean, all the teams have off years, so.
Well, didn't they also have an off year in, was it 2018?
2017?
Did they?
I forget.
Yeah, they didn't do very good one year as well.
They had a tough year another year, too. But they've been mostly consistent. I don't know. Listen, I think that they have a chance in future years to definitely get a win. But they're going to have to come out strong in the first few events to really put that
2018 they got 15th
on the board. Oof.
Yeah.
That's rough. I mean, they might do that again, to be honest.
I mean, they're currently in 15th. They're tied for last with the Green Ducks. They're just ahead of them because they have a bronze medal.
And Green Ducks as well. They were so good last year. And
I mean, listen. I feel at least proud that I rightly predicted the Green Ducks were not going to have the best year this year. So I feel
that's
even
one
though I don't
thing
like
of
that they're
many
doing bad.
things that you actually got
Hey,
right.
I also predicted the Crazy Cat's Eyes were going to have a good year, and I was right. I also predicted that the Savage Speeders were not going to be a top 3 team this year, and I was right.
Well, we still have to see. Well,
I did not predict that the O-Rangers or Midnight were going to have the best season. I would predict that the O-Rangers were going to come back strong, but I didn't predict top 3. I predicted more like top half, you know? So, I mean, I was right in a bunch of stuff. So I will say that that's not bad at all.
yeah.
And listen, I certainly didn't predict the Mini Maniacs were going to be doing this good. They did get 10th for the triathlon, which makes me happy, but they did, again, medal in the Sand Moguls, which makes me very unhappy.
So, you know, I think that proves this point that it's not a fluke.
Screw that. Screw that. Screw those words. Screw them. It's a fluke. They're not going to do well in the 5-inch, but if the Mini Maniacs do well in the here's what I'll say.
They have 4 medals, Brendan.
Here's what I'll say right here. If the Mini Maniacs come out in the 5-meter sprint, the event where there is no luck, it's all skill right there in the 5-meter sprint. If they come out in the 5-meter sprint and they put on a podium performance, then I will tell you the Mini Maniacs are 100% the real deal, and I will be sorry for the way I have been speaking to the Mini Maniacs. I guarantee that they are not going to come out and do a podium finish in the 5-meter sprint. Mini Maniacs will not podium
Even if they
finish
don't, they're still in second place.
They're going to continue to fall down. They're going to get out of the top 5 by the end of the season. Get out of here, Mini Maniacs. Get out of here. No room for these Hubalino teams. Okay? Okay. With that being said, we're going to start to wrap up the show. Don't forget, guys, if you want to join in live and hear the podcast before the events happen, join in live. You can join live on the YouTube or on the the Discord, which you can join, like a link in the description for that or something. And if you do that, you can hear the episodes live. You can interact with us, and they're always going to be Monday nights around 9 p.m. EST. Today is 6 p.m. EST, but if you're in the Discord, you'll see the announcement for the infrequent changes. Most of the time will be 9 p.m. EST live on the YouTube or in the Discord. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube. We are over 300 subscribers now, so thank you so very much for the support you guys have been giving to us to continue to talk about marbles. And so hit that notification bell as well so you know when things are happening. And soon, in a week or so, like I said, we're coming out with the first few episodes of our own series made by a certain Dustin Martin. He made videos of a nice tournament of a MotoGP style of racing for marbles, similar to like of course Marbula 1 and stuff, but it's a little bit different take, a little bit different style, a little bit different racing grouping, more team, a little bit more team based and things like that. So that's going to be very exciting. So look out for that on the channel as well. But we're going to wrap up for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully Crazy Cat's Eyes continue to do very, very well.
Hopefully not for our Rangers, though.
No, I mean, no Rangers, man. Honestly, they may have it this year. They are doing very well this year. They are really showing that they are here to play.
It's a definite possibility. It is the O-Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that I would listen. All I'm saying is I wouldn't be surprised if they were the one taking home the second overall victory and the Marble League Cup for the second time.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, let's wrap it up. Waff, do the thing, and we'll end this podcast for the 59th time.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Have a good day or night or whatever it is for you, and roll on, Marble sports fans.